If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm in order to get started. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to set up your content management system. Now in order to set up a content management system, you are obviously going to need a domain name. And this domain name is going to be where you're going to keep all of your business related items and where you're going to have home base for everything that we're going to be talking about in this course. And you can get your domain name from a company like Namecheap or even one like GoDaddy. Now you don't have to use those companies, but these are great companies to use in order to get a domain name and to make sure that you get notice that that domain name is going to come due in another year or 2 years whenever you set it up, and that you will be able to renew that domain name very easily and affordably. Now, the other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need hosting. That's where your website is going to be held, and that's where we're going to be able to build out our content management system. You can use a company like HostGator, and they can help you to host one website at a time on what's called shared hosting. Or you can use a company like Servant, and that will give you a virtual private server. And there are lots of companies available in the internet marketing area. All you've got to do is look for virtual private server, and you can typically pay approximately $40 to $50 a month, and you'll have hosting for multiple websites. If you think you're going to be doing business over time, that's certainly a viable option. So again, you're going to need a domain name, you're going to need hosting, and in some cases, what you may need, if you know you're going to be taking passwords, you're going to need an SSL certificate. Now that's being required by more and more venues. And in some cases, when you're going to be taking passwords, you're going to be taking money, you want your site to be considered to be secure. And as you can see here, you'll see that this is considered to be a secure connection. And you want your site to be in that name. You want your site to be considered to be secure. So this isn't something that you have to do right away, but it will be something that you do want to do. One aspect of your hosting account that you're going to want to have is going to be cPanel. That's going to make it easy for you to be able to set up your content management system. And in some cases, you may get a host that will just make it easy for you to host your WordPress site. And if you can find that and you find one that you like, you can use it. Now that's what we are going to start with. We're actually just going to set up a WordPress site, and that's going to be our content management system. Now once your domain name and hosting has been connected, what you will want to do is you will want to come into your cPanel. You want to find the place where you can actually install a WordPress website. Typically, that's going to be in a place on the cPanel or control panel called Fantastico. And you can see that link on your screen. And all we're going to do is we're going to go inside of Fantastico here. Fantastico is probably going to bring us to a screen that looks something like this. We're going to go inside of the blogs and we're going to click WordPress. And what we're going to do is click a new install of WordPress. So let's go ahead and click this button. Now in this particular case, we're going to choose a directory. You can just put your WordPress site so that it takes up the entire domain. So for example, if your site is yourdomain.com, you want your site to be all that one domain, you can do that, or you can put it inside a directory. We are going to do that at this point. So we're going to put in here test site. And then we're going to set up our WordPress site in that way. Now, WordPress requires you to put in a username, password, email, which is going to be your administrator email, and then the title of the site. So we're going to do all that, and then we are going to then click submit. Okay, then once you are set up inside of your WordPress site, all you're going to do is you're just going to log in with the login and password that you gave WordPress. And then your site will then be ready. Now, once you get inside of WordPress, there are a couple of things that you are going to want to do. You're going to want to delete anything that is a sample post so you can get rid of those things. These are the things that hackers will use in order to try to get access to your site, knowing that your site is new. So you want to take out any posts. You want to also take out any sample pages. You can delete those. You also want to get rid of any comments that are there. And typically those comments will be gone once you get rid of the pages. So once you've done that, then you're going to go to your plugins area. And then you're going to activate your Akismet plugin because that helps you to manage spam. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate Akismet. And then Akismet has its own activation process. We're going to go through that. Now, Akismet will have you to go and get your own API key. If you've ever put a WordPress site in motion, then you will then be able to get an API key that you have previously used. Now, that's what we're going to do here, but you can actually go and get a brand new API key if this is your first time installing a WordPress site any place on the web. So once you've done that, place your API key in this space and then click Use this key. Once you've done that, you'll get a message saying that Akismet is now activated. You are then ready to then start blocking spam. And for the most part, your content management system will be operational. Now, we're going to be making changes throughout the period of time that we are going to be going through this course. And this site is actually going to be home base for your brand. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.